Hi! So today I'm just going to re-elaborate on hand hygiene and its importance in the hospital environment. I've done a little bit more research and I've gotten a little bit deeper into the whole subject of hand hygiene and I've found out some new things. As we all know, the hands of healthcare workers are the most frequent vehicle of infection. Hand hygiene, including both hand washing and hand disinfection, is the primary preventative measure, which is why I think it should be taken very seriously. Thorough hand washing with adequate quantities of water and soap removes more than 90% of the superficial flora, including all or most of the contaminants. An antimicrobial soap will further reduce the transient flora, but only if used for the right amount of several minutes. Hand washing with non-medicated soap is essential when hands are dirty, and this should also be routine after physical contact with any patient. Killing all transient flora with all contaminants within a short time, usually a few seconds, necessitates hygienic hand disinfection, so only alcohol or alcoholic preparations will act sufficiently fast for something like this. Hands should be disinfected with alcohol when an infected tissue or body fluid is touched without gloves. So what that's trying to say is if you were in a patient's room without gloves for some reason and their body fluid or bodily tissue gets on your skin, the thing that you need to do is use an alcoholic preparation for that. That's what's going to get rid of it the quickest. Um, you you just shouldn't be in a room without gloves to begin with, but if you are and something like that happens, you need to wash your hands and use the alcoholic-based rub, or it won't get rid of the germs as quickly as it should. And also, I found something else about during a surgical intervention and hand hygiene. So it says during a surgical intervention, a high proportion of gloves becomes performed. Hands should therefore be disinfected with a long-acting disinfectant before gloves are put on. This will not only kill all the transient flora, but it will also prevent the microorganisms of the resident or deeper flora from taking the place of the transient flora during the intervention. For this purpose, hands should be washed for 5 to 10 minutes with an antibacterial detergent or rubbed twice for 2 minutes with an alcoholic solution of one of these antiseptics. So that one was a little bit more complicated, especially reading through it. But what it's really trying to say is that there's washing your hands before performing a surgery is a lot more complicated and a lot longer than washing your hands after just being in a patient's room, which it makes a lot of sense for it to be like that, um, especially for washing 5 to 10 minutes before you're going in. It also said something about washing all the way up to nearly your elbow when washing your hands to perform a surgery. So that was something else that was reassuring. I've never really looked into how the doctors wash their hands before performing a surgery, so looking into that, it was really reassuring to see the guidelines that they have to have before they can perform a surgery. So it's definitely clean and disinfected and everything like that. Well, at least it should be. Those are the guidelines that the CDC has given to the hospitals. So, in conclusion, all I really have to say is wash your hands, everybody. It'll keep you and everyone around you from getting infected and sick, and I know that that's really our main goal. We wouldn't want to get anybody else sick, and we also don't want to be sick from somebody else. So, try and keep your hands as clean as you can because that's the leading cause of spreading infection. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for listening to me, and y'all have a good day.